Cool. And we're moving on into the beginning of the match.
All right, let's see what they start. Let's see what they start bringing. Okay, we see an Octobra. Oh, but we see a Carbon Roller on the other side. I'm very excited to see how the Brush and Carbon play. I think they're going to be very big playmakers for this game, Ollie.
Yeah, and I also see that there's an E leader and a ZNF. So it's the battle of which charger is better. Also, as
Yeah, so
we see
he's.
this carbon trying to shark. Is there anything you see?
Oh, I see this Carbon going for a kill, and he might find two. Will he find two? No, he does not. He's barely out of range for that one-shot kill. We see the Splash-O-Matic on the tower. He uses the crab a bit early. I'm not sure if I agree with that one because there are three down. Two of them are respawning, but this crab isn't going to get any value, Ollie.
Yeah, but I mean, Crab still exerts pressure, and that Zipcaster got shut down immediately. And there's already two down inside Axolotl Airlines, and PSU Lionfish is still holding quite strong to their tower.
Yeah, it looks like they're still keeping this push alive to go down, but we see this ends up going down to the Z plus F charger. Crucial snipe. Let's see if we can find another one, but it looks not. It looks like there's a crab, and they're gonna need to start loading up from that one. But ones go down. Let's see if this charger goes down. It goes down to the other E leader. I think we know who's the better charger in this map, but we see only one person pressuring this tower. Ollie, do you think that PSU is even gonna stop this push because of how dominant they're showing right now?
I'm not sure. I mean, Axolotl Airlines is just constantly going one down, two down, and just this like constant stagger. I mean, they need to somehow work around their specials, as the Big Butler could possibly try to secure that anchor point.
Yeah, the Z plus F charger goes down on the side of Axolotl Airlines, and it looks like Axolotl Airlines is finally starting to get some room to breathe, but how much can they really breathe with all this, with PSU already pushing up on them? It looks like they're like, okay, never mind, they're not breathing, they're actually just suffocating. They just had zero room to even push the tower even 1 point.
I know, and it looks like we have an early Trizuka as the Carbon is trying to figure out what to do, and they get flanked and pincered.
Yeah, we see two go down on the side of PSU, one just respawning, and it looks like Axolotl Airlines is finally starting to get this push started. We see the crab on crab action. We don't like, if you're PSU, you do not want to see your crab shredded. One go down on both sides. Tri strikes come out. I think they're using specials a little bit early, especially that big bubbler. But honestly, with the way Axolotl Airlines is pushing, they might be able to break past this checkpoint and maybe even get the lead.
Yeah, and but they unfortunately don't get that checkpoint and backs away a little bit, so they have to retake that checkpoint, or everyone goes pretty much down near tower.
We see the NZAP popping its sodas, and we know how long that tactical duration lasts. We see the Brush pushing. He has the Zipcaster ready. He's gonna Zipcast this Z plus F charger. Let's see if he could find the pick. He's pushing up harder than a solo queue player. Oh my goodness! He recalls, but there's no dice. Two go down on the side of PSU, and if you're the Brush, you could just kind of shark in mid like he's doing right now, and deal with the stragglers later.
Yeah, and I mean, but this Carbon is trying to make a point for itself, but it can't ever. And it's now three down, Axolotl Airlines, and they're now coming back from respawn.
This Brush is always the first member pushing up on PSU, and probably always the first one to die. Two go down on the side of PSU, one goes down on the side of Axolotl Airlines. We see a battle in the bats. It looks like PSU is going to be forced to retreat this fight, but honestly, any push that PSU makes is going to be favorable for them, even if two or three of them go down, because that means that Axolotl Airlines needs to push the tower past mid, and even then, and even more, just to like try and even get the lead back.
Yeah, but I mean, they're now starting. But Axolotl Airlines is starting now make a strong push as Carbon takes one down with them, and Crowd was popped. Um, Unfortunately, I
Yeah,
don't think we're gonna see too much with this big bubbler. Maybe.
wait, actually, yes, because the junior was able to pick off that ends up trying to get onto the tower, and Axolotl Airlines takes the lead in the last 10 seconds. Let's see what this brush does. He doesn't even find one, and it looks like the Charger and one other person is on tower, and Axolotl Airlines. Their beginning and middle was a bit shaky, but they were able to get their act together and take game one.
Yeah, I mean, you said that they were suffocating, but I mean, that didn't look like suffocating for that towards the end. I mean, Axolotl was like, yeah, who's choking out who now?
Yeah, I mean, PSU just kind of went down at the wrong time and they couldn't really get any specials together because when you have a tacticooler that can't really do much if you're on the defensive side and a wave breaker that honestly how much can it really do since you're not directly trying to pressure tower, but if you're PSU you should really just take a step back, breathe, relax. You had a strong game. You aren't out of it. This is a best of 7 and you just gotta chill out and just work better.
Yeah, I mean, PSU had some like very strong like special usage bit early, but they definitely know how to like exert pressure, especially that brush just constantly diving in.
Yeah, I think when they push, they're gonna need to be a lot more aggressive with the brush because the brush just kind of feels like its own one-man band right now. And if you're in this kind of situation, you do not want to be the one-man band. You gotta have your whole group backing you up. You gotta have your groupies with you, man. Because like when you get pushed and you're the only one down, and like the rest of your team is behind the objective, then honestly, you just gain like the defending team just gains all that ground back just to get pain for their specials, just to coordinate better, and I think that's one of the things that PSU could potentially change.
Yeah, and I mean, what do you think we're going to see any changes to how their coordination is going to be on Wahoo Rainmaker?
Um, I think this is a map where they could be a lot more aggressive when they push. Honestly, I don't like Wahoo in general. I'm
Neither do
like,
I. It's
but
it's a it's a map mode.
yeah, I think the brush can be very volatile here on the side of PSU. If he manages to find a solid flank through that carousel area, and if he just plays his sharking positions very well, I think he could be the leading factor as to how PSU can get on the board.
Yeah. Also, do you think they're going to try to take it any like to the left or right? Because I mean, left is safer, but overall, but right gives you that first checkpoint, and then you can kind of just like back away.
I guess we will need to see, but I do like, the ends up that they used last game because Tacticooler is probably much better here than tower control because if you're the Rainmaker, you just pop a soda, pop a drink, and then just die, and then hey, it doesn't matter. You come back in 1 second. But
A,
we
a
don't see the
stringer
ends up
and a
anymore.
yeah, and on the PSU we see the stringer and the Kraken, the 96 Deco, which it seems like they're not going to play the game. Okay,
Um,
that was probably a miscommunication on terms of subs and stuff. We'll figure out soon.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly, beyond that, there wasn't really any playmakers last game in terms of this person was just popping off, paving the way for their team. Both of these teams just feel very, we have each other's backs, but honestly, I think I would love to commentate a playmaker like the Brush or the Roller, when they start finding their groove, I think they're really gonna start being the main MVP of these teams, but yeah, I think we are a sub. Yep, and we are getting word that it was a sub miscommunication, so we will be getting back to the action shortly.
Yeah, and it seems like they brought in Teats, which it, uh, is known to be, like, I think, a little bit more aggressive, according to some previous matches played by Axolotl Airlines.
See, this is very interesting now because I think they're trying to get an aggressive player who can match the aggressiveness of the brush. So maybe we're gonna see someone on the side of Axolotl Airlines pushing into the base, probably when the Rainmaker's 5 miles behind them.
Yeah, but I mean that's Rainmaker. You gotta know how to work together. And yeah, we see T-Tech on the side of Axolotl Airlines. No changes on the side of PSU. What do you
Yeah,
think they're going to
overall,
play?
I think Axolotl Airlines has a better aggressive comp. But as we see here, we see the splash flanking, but ooh, it looks like the Carbon has caught on to their shenanigans. But two go down on the side of Axolotl Airlines, so if the splash goes down, you still get a one-man advantage, but it looks like three go down on the side of PSU. I don't know what the heck happened, but like, it looks like now Axolotl Airlines is now poised to grab the Rainmaker and take this first checkpoint quite quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, this Stringer looks like they unfortunately popped Killer Whale a little bit too late in order to deny that checkpoint. But I mean, Stringer is holding a good position in order to deter Axel Airline from getting popped.
Yeah, this Stringer is trying to find this T-Tech, and it looks like the Carbon's coming. It's like, you're not touching my buddy! And it looks like the Carbon goes down, but in exchange for taking down the Octobrush with him, and it looks like Axolotl Airlines is still trying to make a push happen, but not with this crab. This crab just shut down just two
Yeah,
members, basically.
yeah, but I mean, those two members added up to the whole of three. I mean, it's going to be hard for them to come back now, especially with Kraken coming into play, and now Axolotl Airlines playing Run for Your Life.
We see this Kraken, not the mare. We see the 96 coming in on the side of PSU. We see one. Can he find two? He got the hit on one. He died to the Rainmaker bot then. And it looks like they're now starting to make the push. They're starting to close. They're starting to widen the gap between them and Axolotl Airlines. We see this Rainmaker desperately trying. He's like, "Guys, help me, help me!" And we see the brush is like, "Okay, I got you, I got you." But it looks like they still have this Rainmaker to go down on the side of Axolotl Airlines. Honestly, oh my goodness, they were playing this so patiently, and I love this.
I know, and they're just avoiding Charger fire for so long, but just got shredded by tri-strikes.
Yeah, they avoided the charger longer than I could avoid schoolwork, but it seems that it just caught up to them. We see Axolotl Airlines just desperately, like, trying to hold their position, but it seems that they can't even hold, like, defense in their own base. PSU is still up in their base, the crab goes down, and PSU is still poised to grab the Rainmaker again, and then push it again.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is kind of scattered all over the place. I mean, they don't really seem like they're working as as super coordinated right now. They need to like group up a little bit and see what they can do.
PSU looking to take it right, but they see the crab and they're like, maybe we should go left. And this forces all of the members of the Axolotl Airlines to just rotate again. And it looks like we see the Kraken pushing up. Will he find a pick? I don't know, but he sees the Charger. It's like, hello. And then, will he find the pick? He will not, but this pressures the Charger out of an unfavorable position. He's trying to get back up, but a great kill. But, wow, he narrowly escaped that bomb.
I know, but I mean now since everyone kind of left, though, Octobrush is forced to go and go retreat back to mid, so they're not allowing Axolotl Airlines more space on the board, and it looks like they're
Yeah,
going to be
but
waiting out the Rainmaker timer.
the Carbon using his Trizuka, not something you want to see when you're trying to push, but we see he fails to grab the kill, and we see the brush in mid. We see the brush trying to push up. He's trying to decide whether or not to push straight or to go left with his mates, but we see the Carbon sharking. He's trying to get in, but PSU is just constantly trying to slam the door on him. It's like, no, you can't get in because we don't like you.
Yeah, this is a really ballsy play that somehow didn't get punished by the Carbon, somehow taking the crab out.
Yeah, but we see this Octobrush playing a lot more patiently than he did in game one. Maybe it's because they have such a solid lead that they don't wanna do anything too risky that will put them in jeopardy, but you see this T-Tech almost have the tri-strikes. Will he use them now or will he wait? It seems that the option will be he will wait, but he goes down, so those tri-strikes don't even matter.
Yeah, and now PSU now just has to hold back and just wait at the opponents of that just 15 seconds left. I mean, Airlines need to do something now.
We see this Rainmaker. I don't really agree with PSU grabbing it, but then again, when three go down on the side of Axolotl Airlines, it's like, oh no, the Kraken took one for the road, and game two is going to PSU.
That was a phenomenal match. Axolotl handled the game one very well, but PSU handled this game like even like also really well. It's like two really strong opponents, almost like it's like a counter pick, but not.
Yeah, I really loved the way that PSU was playing so patient when they were pushing. You see how they were, firing shots, making sure all their teammates were there. And then when they saw the opportunity, they went and they got it to one, even though they didn't knock out. That's one is still a very, very long way to go, and especially on a map like Wahoo. But now we're going to Clamblitz, Mako Mart. It's not as big as Wahoo. In fact, it's quite small, and I think this is going to be a map where the Carbon Roller will thrive in.
I mean, so with the brush though. I mean, the two shark heavy weapons can work well with the stacks because I mean, Mako clams is essentially just you got your spawn, you got your stacks, you got basket, and that's it. That's all the important areas, to be honest.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what the changes are gonna be, but honestly, I think you should just both teams seem comfortable with what they are using right now, and they don't want to do anything drastic that will potentially lower their odds of winning. So, and we are gonna see just some more subbing going on, so uh thank you everyone for being patient with us while the teams get this all sorted out.
Yeah, and I'm curious which team is subbing for what now, because I mean, they could be grabbing. I genuinely don't remember who left. Um,
Yeah, but anyways, like Magomar, such a small volatile map for weapons like weapons like the Carbon Roller or the Octo Brush. But honestly, I would really love to see, once again, like a machine that can abuse the angle, like the ledge on the snipe or the ledge on the stack, get those like nice fall off shots to provide that immediate pressure. Because when you get directed, you gotta move. Like you can't stay there unless you really feel like dying. And both teams are actually subbing here, so. Whew.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
boy.
but I mean, also, I think Charger is still going to be, quite a menace because I mean, it's a smaller map technically, and the Chargers can exert pretty much their full control of the basket area.
Yeah, but we are gonna see how the Chargers position themselves because they need to rely on their teammates for opening that position for them otherwise. And they also need to help them defend that position, otherwise, they're gonna get flanked very easily and they're gonna lose that spot just like that. So it seems that we are getting ready. I think PSU actually subbed out their backline, so I think they're going a backlineless comp.
Yeah. It looks like Calico got no, Calico is still here. Never mind.
Oh,
So
I must be
I'm
blind.
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking on like some of the previous matches and seeing what roster changes. I mean, we'll see in like a few seconds when the match starts, but we just gotta wait on Leonzi.
Yeah, it looks like PSU is doing a deep think about this one. They're having a group huddle. It's like, okay, guys, we took game one. What are we gonna do better? Honestly, I like the way that they are just probably talking it out in their voice chat, thinking about what they could do differently. Even though they won, there are still things you could do differently and do better. And so here we are getting into it. PSU pulling out the bow, and the ends up again, but on the side of Axolotl Airlines, there is no backline. So it looks like there is a backlineless comp, but for the wrong team.
Yeah, but I mean, the 96 Deco can still technically be considered a backline. It just plays a midline backline role for this team.
Yeah, we see the Brush trying to go on their stack so aggressively, and he gets caught immediately by two people. The 96 immediately amid two go down on the side of PSU, but one goes down on the side of Axolotl Airlines. So Axolotl Airlines right now has control of the mid-clam economy, so they're probably going to be assembling about power clam in no time.
Yeah, here it is. The power plant is held by the 96 Deco by Axolotl Airlines. And now they're having to play a little bit safe, I think, to deal with all the invaders onto their stacks.
They defended mid so well, but it seems that this... Whoa, this Enzap is going crazy! He just got 3! Oh my lord. And then the Carbon was like, oh, hello. But this Enzap single-handedly stopped the Axolotl Airlines push.
I know, they didn't even have like a tactical or anything. They just went guns blazing and just, haha! Oh my god!
Carbon just ramming this ram. Let's see if he finds 2. He kind of does with help. No.
Looks like you did find 2.
Oh my goodness. Carbon's going nuts. We see the boat trying to get him, but the Carbon's just so slippery. He's more slippery than me when I go to the pool after I sunscreen up. But we see PSU defending it. But this 96 is scoring all his claims. He's like, Hail Mary this push in football. I don't know what that is, but anyways, we see PSU steadily gaining back mid.
And what's important is that, like, you know, they got to .59, which means that it's actually more than what 2 power clams. So even if PSU makes a strong push with multiple powers, I mean, you know, they have to make up those points, but that doesn't matter. Ooh, interesting play by picking up Pity, though.
It doesn't matter because the Carbon just decided to come in with its own power clam, but I don't really agree with that play because you give them just another free Pity clam, but this Carbon is just trying to hold his best, but they lose the lead. And it looks like the Axolotl Airlines has lost their grasp on this lead, but honestly, with 1 power clam, you get it back, so you shouldn't be too stressed out.
I mean, with that +10 penalty, I mean, that just, if they throw a power clam, that's going to give them, like, +10 points anyway, so it doesn't matter. And we see 2 specials popped out.
That Kraken was a bit too early for my liking because you couldn't really find anyone this side of PSU, but it's just a constant power struggle for mid. No one really wants to push up. Axolotl Airlines is trying to wait for everyone to get back, that way they could start coordinating their specials. They have 2 online, they use both of them. Looks like 2 go down on the side of PSU, 1 goes down on the side of Axolotl Airlines, but the last 2 members are just sitting by their basket. We see the 96 trying to push up into their snipe, he misses the jump, oh no! That's not what you like to see, but the 96... Oh my god!
Oh my god! It somehow get that miraculous power clamp to get that basket open.
There is no world in which that should have worked, but it did, and now PSU, not only do they need to get a power clam, and they also need to get an additional few clams, and we see the crab on their plat. Let's see if he will find one. 1 goes down outside the PSU, and this crab is desperately trying to stay alive right now.
Yeah, and it's just constant back and forth between who controls mid right now with, you know, blue, yellow kind of thing.
Yeah, honestly, these colors just feel like a national flag to me, but anyways, we see the splash in mid. 2 go down on the side of PSU, that's not what you want to see. 3 go down, and this Carbon is just on the snipe with 7 power clams. If you toss him 1, then he just gets the free clam in, but they're just like, oh no, we waiting. It looks like they finally throw it in, but Let's see what else they could get off of this.
And I mean, they did get down to 30 by throwing a power play and then some. And they could possibly keep it open if only if only their actual pussy player wasn't like using a Kraken.
Yeah. Ooh, the 96. Getting those good shots in, and it looks like it's just curtains for PSU right now. So, and we see the Carbon just playing so aggressive. He's like, he needs to chill out.
Yeah, but I mean, they now have to just bum rush like the basket, or else timer's going to go out and about now. As I said, now.
Wow. That was such a back and forth game, but I think what really turned the tides and for Axolotl Airlines was the fact that that 96 was just able to dip, dodge, and weave past. Oh my goodness, past PSU's defensive line. Honestly, PSU, the S stands for Stormtrooper with that aim. Oh my goodness, dude. I'm surprised he just didn't evaporate.
I know, but I mean, that was a very good just flank, constantly distracting the enemy. I mean, just go up, grab their block, and then just push up on their right. I mean, the best way to handle an objective is make sure they aren't looking at objective.
And it looks like we're just gonna keep seeing those subs. Both teams are trying to constantly get the counterplay on. I don't know. They're just trying to get that counterplay onto that. I don't know like what kind of games they're playing, but it seems that they are ready to rock. And we're going to Splat Zone's Flounder Heights. Oh my goodness! What a nice map mode there we have, Ollie.
I know. I mean, it's much better than like the Baku one. I don't know if it's better than the Mako Clams one. Mako Clams is pretty good, but Fire Heights, I mean, it's fairly balanced. You control one zone, then you just slowly inch your way up to the other zone, and then you just deny your enemy the space.
Yeah, I think once again the carbon in the brush on both sides are gonna be crucial because it's such a close quarters dogfight of a map that you're just gonna need to get the upper advantage and then hold it on for dear life like Mr. Krabs holds on to his money. Because right now, this is such a back and forth set. This honestly could swing into anyone's favor. And both teams are trying to not give each other the momentum that they need in order to close this set out because they just want to keep letting us enjoy such great action we have here on this Saturday night.
Exactly. And I'm interested to see if like the carbon and brush are just going run circles around Flounder High, just trying to flank the enemy side. Since Flounder's great for that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they have so many different routes to go from to surprise the enemy from behind, and I think you just need, like, judging by how these two teams played, I will not be surprised if this game, first of all, goes into overtime, but second, there's just such a small margin in the score at the end, honestly.
Yeah, and it looks like we're gonna start getting this match started.
All right, everyone. We're going to Splat Zone's Flounder Heights on the side of PSU. We see an explosion. Oh my goodness, one of the three. What? We see
Whoa!
three
Double
explosives?
explode.
I thought only one explosion player existed in the Splatoon community, and his name is Vapor. But I guess I'm wrong. I guess we have three explosion players in the Splatoon community. It looks like Splatana Wiper.
Yeah, and also notable thing is that we're talking about carbon and brush, but those are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, we see this Expo holding on for dear life, trying to hold it down, trying to hold down that one area, but they use this. It's like they're just trying. They're trying their hardest to just hold the zone area, and the crab comes in, and you're trying to force them out. This is like a uh, landlord trying to kick out its renters.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this Explo needs to somehow control zone and somehow lob a shot to weaken everyone else. But I mean, it's going to be hard to hit that kind of miracle shot sometimes.
Oy. That Splash getting a very nice kill. He was weak to the storm and managed to find one, and we see the Splash finding the explosion on the side of PSU. We see the Gal trying to go in, but we see that hammer coming in. We don't know if this hammer is going to work half the time. Let's see if it works now, but I guess not because the Splatana Wiper goes down.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like it's a constant fight. But Axolotl Airlines is now taking lead in a wipeout.
And it looks like that lead isn't going to be held on any longer. That crucial wipeout is what they need, and now they have so many positions that they need to hold. We see the crab. I think he saw the shark. He's backing up, but he's not backing up for all here. We see the Groin Gamers was on a wiper going down to the crab. Oh my goodness, Ollie. What did we just witness?
I think we just saw someone accidentally playing peekaboo with a crab firing at their position. I mean,
We see the Splash-O-Matic finding one with its precise aim. Can he find two? He does find two. Can he find three? Can he get the triple? Can oh, my goodness, he
oh my,
does. Oh my lord. He's halfway to that crab. He's halfway to that crab. And we see the Katana Wiper. We see them use the hammer, but the hammer is garbage like always. We see him push this. This Splash has no fear. PSU is on a warpath right now. They might get the knockout right now.
and they did, and they didn't even need a second crab. That splash was going just guns blazing. Like nothing could stop them.
Forget what I said about this being a close game. I don't think any of that was close in any sense of the sense of definition, but PSU, I think that is arguably, from what I saw in this one game only, their best map.
Yeah, I mean, this honestly just feels like a counterpick tournament at this point. I mean, the two, then one. Like, I'm curious to see how the points are going to stack up as we progress through this set. Because I mean, these two teams seem very even.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, and the thing is PSU was down 0-2 going into this match, and they're hungry for that first set win in their group, and they're proving it because of how dominant they played that map. And oh my goodness, that just kind of felt like when the middle schoolers went onto the elementary school kids playground and started kicking them and beating them up, and then they were like, "Give me a punch!" And I'm not projecting. Anyways, we're going to tower control Hammerhead Bridge. What do you think of this map mode, Ollie?
I think we're probably going to see the Chargers back again because I mean, it's a hallway. If it's a hallway, you're probably going to see a Charger.
I'm surprised. I like to think of the Chargers as the hall monitor, because if they see you, you're getting shot. I mean, wait, I don't think hall monitors shoot people, but you know what I mean, Ollie.
Yeah, I definitely do. I mean, it's you don't want to get caught, or else it's bad news for you, and you're going to get sent back to your classroom, or in their case, the respawn area.
I think if you're PSU, you need to learn from the tower control inklet game. Don't get too hasty in trying to push up. I know you're trying to get the lead, but honestly, I think they really need to coordinate specials a lot better. I think they need to pop specials a lot later. And I think the only special you could pop early is that Zipcaster to open up that room, because they need to either shoot the tower or shoot you down. And if they shoot the wrong option, then at least one of them is going down. But honestly, I would love to see the Exploshers again, because I think they're a funny weapon, even though we're definitely just going to see an Ealer and the Z plus F Firefin Charger again.
Yeah, I mean, Explo can work on tower control. It's just very awkward to hit those precise shots. And as we get started onto the next match,
Oh my goodness, both teams were just ready to rock. It seems that they already know what to do and they know how they're gonna do it. On the side of PSU, you see that E-liter like we kind of discussed. And on the side of Axolotl Airlines, there's that Z plus F charger. And the rest is pretty normal, honestly.
Yeah, but we see a big bubbler weapon this time, and Neo Splash instead of Teat. Wow.
Interesting. We see the no. We do not want PSU does not want to go down that early within the first 20 seconds to go down. Oh no, that tactical seems like it's gonna be for naught as PSU is gonna be forced to push back this big bubblers on tower, essentially just guaranteeing the checkpoint. We got the carbon down beneath, trying to be like a little sharky fellow. And if we see the Trizuka coming out, can it find one? Can it find anyone? No, swinging, strike, 3 strikes, you're out. And it looks like the carbon is desperately trying to get back, but Ollie, that push was probably not what Axolotl Airlines wanted.
No, I mean they could have coordinated their specials a bit more after they popped their big bubble. They could have tried to layer that with another special, but it ended up just being the junior just riding the tower.
Yeah, now we see just PSU trying to push, but we see like 3 members of Axolotl Airlines just ready, but we see the splash go down, but the ends up go down. 1, 2 go down on side of each side. We see the tri-strikes, we see the zip caster. It looks like they're trying to throw everything at them, but the carbon shut down the zip caster and it's now trying to pressure the tower. See that nice flick? And Ollie, it looks like PSU's push is gonna be stopped for now.
Or is it though? Because I mean they're making another thing and they got me shut down by the charger. Never mind.
And it looks like the charger has tri-strikes ready, so he can just pop it right now and not even guarantee PSU that checkpoint, which is really big. And 2 go down. Because when you don't have that checkpoint, PSU doesn't have a weapon like the big bubbler, but we see the ends up once again. Oh no.
That was a very bad tactical.
Looks like the carbon had the high ground there.
Yeah, and it now looks like PSU is now getting staggered with just constant numbers disadvantage.
Yeah, we see the crab and the tri-strikes come out. This ends up just goes down. And oh no, you do not want to see this. I think PSU is just starting to get very desperate and they're just starting to feed. We see this healer just get pressured so hard and it looks like there's going to be another no wait, actually. Oh no, it's down. If you're PSU, you need to work a hell of a lot harder.
I'm not sure what this person trying to shark is trying to do, but I guess they aren't trying to try shark at all. They're just going back to their space. That was a very strong push, by the way. Like all the way to 2.
Oh, and it looks like Carbon's not going to allow them to play the game anymore. We see the Zipcaster coming in, but can the Zipcaster really provide space if the Carbon roller gets 3? Oh my! And the Octobrush goes down, and it looks like PSU is once again going back to the respawn portal, and this ends up just is going along with them. Axolotl Airlines looking so much different from Game 1 tower control.
I know. As the ZNF gets picked off, and both chargers go down, which doesn't really benefit anyone. It's the trading backlines is kind of like the worst thing you kind of want, but whatever.
Yeah, but if you are Axolotl Airlines, even if you trade, then that's still a favorable trade because that's one less member of PSU that is actively pushing alongside them. We see that ends up go down to the bomb and the tactical is on the tower desperately trying to find someone to get the sodas. We see the Octobrush trying to make a play here getting on the tower, but he maybe will die to tri-strikes, but Axolotl Airlines is just keeping up this non-stop pressure.
Yeah, and I mean, these are starting to be 1v1s, but everyone's starting to come from respawn, and it looks like this push is now over as everyone has gone back to mid or are back at their base.
Yeah, and it looks like PSU is trying to start push number 57 again to go down on the side of both sides, actually. Where we see the junior putting up an offensive big bubbler, just trying to find something. It looks like there's a jump and it looks like it failed. this NSAP for PSU is putting in more work than the Octobrush, I feel like.
Yeah, but I mean, they need to figure out some way to, deny some of the
Oh
enemies.
no.
But there's three down, and that's game.
I think the Charger going down by the tower to the crab was huge, and then that just opened the door for them to start, for Axolotl Airlines to start winning their fights, and so they're now up on the board 3-2. And honestly, judging by how these games go, I'm pretty sure PSU is gonna take game 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think we may see a game seven. Who knows? With how the way the game is going.
Yeah, and Axolotl Airlines just seemed to have PSU's number throughout that entire game. They shut down every push. They coordinate specials so well, and they're able to play so aggressively. And if you're on the side of PSU, you gotta start paying more. Gotta watch out for those sharks. Gotta watch out for like stray specials coming in to grab ya. But Rainmaker Museum, I think this is one of those maps where if they flank around from the left side and you aren't noticing that, they can find probably like a free triple off of you.
Yeah, but I mean, there's not many ways to get into any place besides from spinner and the right side. So I mean, a flank is only useful if it's if it's not for the defending side because there's not much of a point in neutral.
Yeah, but let's see how this goes. But oh boy. Um, wow. I just wanted to say these teams have been playing so well. PSU proving that they are hungry for that first win. Axolotl Airlines proving, hey, can we get second in our group?
I know. I mean, I think these two teams could be something you should watch out for. Who knows? For all you Division 5 people watching.
Yeah, if those who voted Axolotl Airlines seem to be for their fantasy bracket seem to be rewarded pretty nicely right now, considering they're up 3-2. And if you're Axolotl Airlines, you just gotta keep doing what you're doing because it's really working. And if you're PSU, you gotta be like, okay, guys, back to the drawing board. You know, like
Yeah, but I
how.
mean, that drawing board it has been useful for PSU because they usually somehow come up back on top again, and then the cycle repeats.
Yeah, it seems like it's the circle of life, but this time it's the circle of a best of 7 in the life of PSU. Nittany Lions? I don't really know how they got the inspiration, but yeah. Anyways, uh, if I'm Axel
And
Airline, just chill out and just breathe, because one more game, you got this.
yeah, and looks like PSU is just ready now. So they think they have a game plan. So we could see this in favor of PSU. Hopefully the commentary curse isn't for PSU though.
Yeah. Ooh. This has just been amazing set to cast with you, and hopefully this keeps going on for a bit longer because I still got that energy within me, and I know you do too.
Yeah, exactly. And the game has started. Will we see?
We see, honestly,
No,
this is kind of regular. Just
yeah,
the
no,
bow. This is stuff we have seen before, and let's see how it works out.
yeah. And it looks like they maybe Stringer could be trying to use their rain object damage, but ZNF gets a nasty pick onto the splash.
The splash coming in a bit too early, and the charger finds such a nice snipe, and the bow goes down two go down on the side of PSU, and the Carbon's really weak in mid, though. Let's see if they could find one. And you see the tri-strikes coming in, and this is going to open the door for the Carbon to just go around and catch the 96 off guard, and they lose that Kraken. And it looks like the Carbon is close to that Trizuka. Let's see if he pops it. And he does. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, 3 strikes. He's out again, man. This man is not good at baseball, nor at aiming Trizuka shots.
I mean, Trizuka's a bit harsh, shoot, and this push has also, been shut down by PSU, and I now have possession of Rainmaker, which is a bit
Yeah.
ambitious, but hopefully they can use
Looks-
that Kraken to their advantage.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to Kraken surf. It's working. Two of them go down. 2 people on the side of 3 go down on the side of Axolotl Airlines, but also PSU. We see the Carbon trying to fight an Enzap, trying to pop the shield, but the Enzap is trying to paint for its cooler and probably just wait for his teammates to come back. And we see the Carbon trying to push in, and he's oh, how did? Oh my goodness, the Enzap won that fight because of a pure skill difference, and it looks like they are going to grab and take and run for his Enzap. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that worked, Ollie.
I know they were jumping through puddles. They weren't even doing it through a dedicated trail. It was just random spurts of ink. And it looks like the Kraken's going to be grabbing a Rainmaker.
The Kraken's running. I'm pretty sure the Charger only noticed that, but the Charger finally shuts him down. And if you're on the side of Axolotl Airlines, that lead you got like a minute ago is now in shambles. And it looks like PSU is not done quite yet, but this crab just got boiled. Oh my goodness. I guess that's what's for dinner tonight, guys, after this set.
I know, but I mean, there was a crab also used on the side of Axolotl, and looks like Axolotl is trying to now hold their side of mid. But
One goes down.
One gets Rainmaker pop, but it's not sure which side has which advantage.
Yeah, the mid looks pretty much the same, and we see the tri-strikes coming in. They keep using these tri-strikes, but yet only, I think, once have they taken advantage of the opening at Gibbs, because it's such a great displacement special, because it also allows the Carbon to walk in, but we see PSU picking up the Rainmaker a bit too early, and they get punished for it, but we see this Kraken. There's going to be no Kraken. Oh, I love the way that they coordinate the Crab and the Kraken together in order to catch people off, but here we see this 96. Can he find the Crab? No, he will not.
I mean, that was a very good shutdown against the 96, just falling up and then, just hitting that 90 Explo shot kind of thing.
Yeah. And we see one go down, both go. This is just a constant dogfight. 2 go down on the side of Axolotl Airlines. Looks like this Rainmaker is going to need to be pushing back a little because of this killer whale. We see the T-Tech coming onto the plate. He's a little bit weak. He has to strike trade, but no, not the bow. Oh, we see this bow holding this defensive backbone of PSU. He's getting so many great shots off, and if you're Axolotl Airlines, can you really break through the defense that is PSU?
Who knows? I mean, you got a minute on the clock to try to figure that idea out, but, 2 go down inside of PSU. So we could see something as we see the Carbon find the shark, but ends up revealing their location.
1 goes down on the side of PSU, and it looks like 2 go down on the side of PSU. Oh no, but the Axolotl Airlines just keep losing. Oh no! Oh, you do not want to get squished onto Carbon Roller on stream. See 1, he finally finds 1. Let's see if Carbon can find more, but he can't. He can't approach a Cal behind a wall, and we see the. Oh no!
I think they're going to take lead, and they do. And there goes Dunk, and that's game. I'm speechless. What about you?
PSU's defenses crumbled faster than my mentality after a kinesiology exam. Oh my goodness. I can't believe how that. Wow.
The Rainmaker seemed like it was getting walled out, and then suddenly, like instant turf coverage for easy lead for Axolotl Airlines. Wow.
PSU PSU just got a bit too scared and they just wanted to start running at him, and that was just so well played on the side of Axolotl Airlines. They were like, let's just get the picks and then we move, and they did what they planned to do, and it paid in dividends for them.
Yeah, and they didn't have to resort to that game seven in order to get that win, so that broke the whole counter pick idea. So unfortunately, but
Yeah.
I still think that these two teams could actually make for very good scrim partners. What do you think?
Yeah, they can. Obviously, CCA is probably a great chance. If you win or lose against the people in your group, you could always ask them, "Hey, can we scrim sometime?" And you form those connections, not between, not just between players, but between schools across the nation. And like, I think that's one of the great things about CCA. Win or lose, these teams have shown great sportsmanship to each other, and they have made lots of connections that I don't know if they could have made without such a great um, organization like CCA just running this sort of thing on such a large scale.
Yeah, and it looks like we're moving on to a game seven, which follows the CCA tradition of try to play all seven in the group stage. Now, will we see
Yeah.
the other CCA tradition? I mean, are you aware of that one, Mewtwo?
Uh, is that where we just have a big potluck afterward, and then we just don't invite that one player on the team who's like, we like him, and then parentheses, we don't like him?
Nah, it's traditionally it's the whole play like a little fun match, but it looks like they're still going to be. It looks like they're going to be using this match as a little bit of like a practice scrim between the two teams. As we see a leader from PSU, but no backline from Axolotl Airlines.
Yeah, one goes down on the side of PSU. They popped a soda, and that gal was just like, "I see you." And then he found the 10 attack, and it looks like this Carvin is going to escape PSU. I'm not going to make the Stormtrooper joke again, but it looks like they do finally find the Carvin into mid. The Splash-O-Matic is going to start paving a way if they don't die to a bomb.
Yeah, I mean that was just unfortunate. Just jumping while trying to use that splash perfect RNG while in the air, and just got camped with that slap bomb. As we see a Kraken coming in, seeing that they can get some picks onto Axolotl Airlines.
Seems that they do find one, but they cannot find the two that are actively trying to hunt it down. I don't know if that's considered poaching in the Splatoon universe, but then again, I don't know what poaching is. I kind of use my dictionary right next to me. Anyways,
Yeah. I mean, but also, I don't really know if you can use that term when these are specials, but as we see two people go down PSU coming from back to respawn, and Axolotl Airlines is trying to hold their ground in mid.
yeah, we see the crab doing what a crab does, and oh wait, actually it died. So it is kind of doing what the crab does, because sometimes crabs die.
Yeah, and that Kraken try to make a push or something, but I mean, PSU just waited that Kraken out and just punished it at the end at its end lag.
Yeah, and it looks like PSU is trying to get a push started, and they do actually get the power clam in, but uh, when your last member is the Kraken, who has tons of end lag and cannot throw his power clams in immediately, then that push only just got you 20 points on the board, but points are still points, but you do give them a free power clam that they can use and will use against you.
Yeah, and I mean, they'd have to play a little bit more safe now because of that fact. And it looks like Carmen was trying to do something cheeky, but almost got collapsed in on by three members.
We see the Splash-O-Matic dodging and weaving that Kraken just like Splatoon 1. And then we see the Carbon, who's the last member of Axolotl Airlines. He goes down. This NZAP just has such precise aim. Like, oh, holy cow, dude.
I know, it's almost like you would think there would be a splash, but they're not, which is surprising because I mean Enza still has a little bit of shot deviation. And
Yeah. Who really needs the squeezer aimbot, you know, when you just have pure mechanical skill, you feel me?
yeah. And it looked like that Zap was trying to do like the traditional power clamp thing where they throw it forward so people won't notice them and try to score a cheeky play, but unfortunately it didn't work out. And now we have an off angle from Carbon.
Wow, getting that nice Trizuka pick, and it looks like, once again, a Kraken is just shut down harder than when my crush rejected me to go to prom. Anyways, we're gonna
And
see PSU slowly defending this push, and it looks like Axolotl Airlines popped a crab, and it found one.
yeah. And also that push showed us like, the reason why you don't want to push super early because I mean they're at 40 Axolotl Airlines are at 48, which was from their power clamp and from pity. So, we could see something from this.
Yeah, we can, but the Kraken was used a bit too early, and it gets punished by this Carbon Roller, who is just sharking in mid. Let's see, he could find one. It seems that he can, and he probably will, and he does go down to that wave breaker. But PSU still has 2 active power clams online right now, so if they get both of them in, they do need 1 more clam in order to take this game.
Yeah, but they now have to run away from the Kraken because I mean the Kraken knows their location, so you have to play a little, chicken with a special. As
We
that
see this.
mine kill was great.
That mine kill was always good. You love to see random mine kills, just as much as I like to see random super chump kills, which are just as rare as me passing a class with a good mental state. Anyways, we see the wait, we might see PSU take the lead, and they do. They got 3 magical power clams they got from the heavens in order to take the game, but you know, PSU might have lost the set, but they did get the final hurrah.
Yeah, and like 3-4 is nothing to scoff at. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, if you're PSU, there's that feeling in your heart where it's like, dang, we couldn't get the set win, but if anything, this is just such a little way to just get what you can and just dip out. But what a great set this was, in all honesty. We got to see the power of both teams just duke it out and just let them cook.
Yeah, I mean, we. I would love to, commentate more on these two teams because I mean they played amazingly.
If anything, I would kind of like the potluck because I'm kind of hungry right now, and I'm allergic to seafood, so I can't really eat any crabs. But do you like crab, Ollie?
I mean, I like crab when it's not shooting at me. That's the only time I don't like crab. You know, he gets that. Oh, that's such a weird sentence.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes when I go to the aquarium, I look at the crab exhibit, and then I just start to run in the opposite direction, and then you know, obviously the people look at me weird, but I think that's just that instinct within me because obviously I can't really break through the glass without having security called on me.
Yeah. Um. It's the match is now over, so that we may be starting to have to sign off here, unfortunately. Which, all right, and we just heard that we are good to sign off whenever. So,
All right.
Ty. or well, gonna be by soon. I'm Elixir. You can find me at Elixir68, where I do some occasional retweets and posts on Twitter. How about you? Where can we find you, Mitu?
You can find me at my Twitter handle at DA Real Mew, and then the number 2. I don't do anything on my Twitter, but you can follow my team, Triggerfish Zone Supremacy at Best Map Mode SPL. We are playing in the Proton Splat League, so feel free to follow us there. But honestly, it's been a pleasure commentating with you, and maybe next time we might have that comedy night that I always been promised, but we never get because, I guess the CCA staff are just too good for a comedy night, and it's, it's okay, it's okay, it's fine, I don't care, I don't know.
I mean, maybe you can try convince, DRF or something, because I mean, I think they could be willing, but that's up to you, and you have to maybe talk that out also with some other connections you have in CCA.
Yeah, I mean, DRF is like, yeah, I mean that could be Plan Z, but like I'm trying to push it to, be Plan A. I'm planning to override the CCA stream. But anyways, uh, yeah, once again, it has been a pleasure commentating with you. It's been a pleasure commentating these two teams. And all right, this is Mewtwo and Elixir from CCA signing off. But feel free to catch us next time.
See ya.